This is Alice Lind, and I welcome you for my today's webinar. And as usual, I would like to ask you to put pluses if you can hear me well. Okay, I will speak a bit louder, so I hope now it's better. Everything seems to be okay, so let's start. For the numerous requests, I started to conduct webinars in the evening time. I hope that's much more convenient right now for you to attend them and to trade with me. And trading in the evening has both its cons and pros. In the morning, as we have only one European trading session, I prefer to trade on the European currencies in the evening when American dollar is much more active, so it's more interesting to trade with that. In the evening time, there isn't that much events on the market, so you don't need to pay that much attention to the economic calendar. But still, let's check for it to see what we have today, what we have had today, basically. So several important events occurred in the market. Interest rate decision on the Australian dollar, it was left the same. You can even check how how this event influenced the market. Let's switch to something more usual. So we see here that the growth occurred on the market. Australian currency was supported by that event. And those who traded tonight, basically, probably made a good profit. And also, gold went up today. So you see how nice it was. And the predictions that we made concerning these trades for the intraday, well, they confirmed to be correct. Gold usually growing when the situation in the world is not stable, and it happens to be like a safe haven for the traders, for investors. When you don't know what to do, you buy gold. So what I'm planning to do today, I'm planning to open several trades for the short period of time, as usually I'm trading on 1, 2, on 5 minutes time frames. Today I'm planning to open several trades on this time frame, and besides I wanted to open several trades for a bit longer time frames, as ability to predict the market within these limits, it's much easier to predict the movement. And when you're predicting the movement, you're making profit. So those traders who work with me, they know that I prefer to trade intraday. Well, today I didn't trade, but you can see the results of my trading within the previous several days. So today let's make some analysis, and let's open several positions. Also, as usual, I would like to ask you to pay attention to the account that you have. And basically, when it deals to trading for the 1 or 5 minutes time frame, you need to understand that the market is pretty volatile within these limits, and it's hard to predict. Sometimes you need to overlap the trades that you open in order to make profit. So Let's switch to the assets that we have on the platform in order to see what option, what trade we can open right now. So there is a potential to open Euro Australian dollar for low, like for the short period of time, but the shortest time frame that we are offered only 10 minutes. When I'm not certain, I am trading. So within 15 minutes, there is the probability that it will grow. So there isn't an option to enter here. Euro to Canadian, also interesting situation. Let's switch to 1 minute. Probably there is an option to enter for us here. Yes, pretty interesting. Let's try to open Euro to Canadian if we have this time offered. Well, I'm starting as usual for the smallest amount for high 1 minute. As for the British currency, I believe there is an option to open the trade for low. When it deals to trading for the short time frames, you need to remember that you need to be really fast, because the market sometimes even one pipette can solve the case and can be your profit or can be your loss. So as we are here for the profits, speed within the short limits is really important. Let's switch to, let's say, 15 minutes. Well, when it deals to trading on different time frames, sometimes you can even trade the opposite directions and still got profit on both, but within the different time limits. Checking everything. As you see, the market is not that volatile within this limit, so it's much more interesting would be to trade within longer time frames. Let's switch to, I don't know, let's say 5 minutes. Euro to Canadian changed the direction, as you see, and it was growing. Right now we see the opposite direction. So let's enter for the third step. Well, as for the gold, as it was growing for the whole day, I believe today we can expect for this small turn back, and as instability in the world grows, we can expect it to keep going. So you see that the price, it's the highest price for like really long time. So the trade on euro also expired in the money. Let's see the time frames that are offered on gold and check if we can choose for something. So there is plenty of them. So starting from 8 minutes up to several days. So you can choose the time that is suitable for you. Let's see. Well, currently we have the candle which has almost no body. So basically it tells us that about instability in in the prices. But till the expiry, 1.5 hour left. So the situation can change, of course. And it can even grow within the certain limits. Of course, it usually doesn't happen in the evening time, but still, significant growth we don't expect right now. Even vice versa, I believe. I will open the trade for the gold for the expiry at 9 my time. I will enter for the minimum, as I'm not certain 100%, but still I will open this trade. Tomorrow, for those who are interested, you can check for the results of the trading. I usually publish them on my Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. You can check for that. So what we see on oil, that it was growing for several last hours. Like it was pretty nice jump. But as we see, the technical picture shows us that there is the huge potential for continuation of this growth, and we can expect the oil market to become stronger. Also, here we see also interesting situation, and I believe there is an option to enter for several hours for this asset for low. I will choose the same expiry time as for the gold, so 1.5 hour. Canadian currency to Japanese is pretty interesting case. Well, the same as for the British pound. Japanese yen was growing, and well, the same as gold. So for the short period of time, I believe in the probability that it will go go down, so we can trade against it. Well, but more interesting like for the Canadian. Yes, I believe here is interesting option to enter into this trade. Let's see if it's available. Yes, it's available, and the expiry that we have here also, well, 8:45. I believe that's the time frame that I'm gonna use. When it deals to this asset, I'm not that confident because you see the long tail here. So I'm not certain. Here also, like you see, these jumps within the several last days. So for euro to Japanese, and there is also option to enter for several hours. I believe there is the strong probability in the growth of the euro to Japanese currency. So this that candle had a tail, but due to these mountains that we see, we can expect it to grow for like several hours time. Okay, we switch to indexes. Right now I'm not planning to open on this asset. So 30 minutes time frame, it also can be interesting for traders as it isn't that volatile as 1 or 5 minutes, but still it's easier to predict the market than within that limits that I named. And it doesn't take that long time to expire as several hours trade, because when you are waiting for like hour and a half for your trade to expire, I'm seeking what I can open for like 5 minutes time frame, but currently everything doesn't look that attractive to enter into the trade. So I'm just choosing where we can enter. Well, I'm thinking about the way to open and the possibility to open the trade for euro to, American dollar to Canadian. Well, I for some reason today that's my favorite asset, my favorite currency, Canadian dollar, and let's wait for the next candle to start to appear. So let's enter for 1 minute and a half for high volatility. Right now I switched to 4 hours to see probably we have some option to enter with the expiry probably tomorrow in the midday. Let's see what event we have to tomorrow. Also, I would like to draw your attention to the Thursday, as on Thursday the several important fundamental factors will accumulate and will influence the market, and one of them, that's elections in the British Parliament. It will be interesting, and British pound will be affected by that. Definitely will be. Also, we can pay attention to the American dollar, as it will be influenced by. Okay, let's switch to Thursday. My trade also expired in the money, out of money, I'm sorry. So closed meeting in the United States concerning the current affairs of Donald Trump, so it will be also interesting, and the market will be really volatile within that day. So that gives us a lot of options to trade, to make some predictions, to enter some trades, and to make some money on that event. So if you check for the if you have time to trade on Thursday, that will be really interesting. Euro to Australian. I see an option to enter here for, let's say, 30 minutes with the expiry at 8 my time. As for the British currency, is not that secure, so I open only one trade on it. As far as yes, it already closed. Yes, several trades. The line of trades were opened. Okay. Well, I still believe that gold will drop for what time frame we've got here, like 1 hour. Switch to 30. Yes, for 1 hour. So with the expiry at 8:30, I will enter for gold for another low. So I already traded on it. So let's open the second trade. And US oil. Well, within several hours limits, I believe that it still has potential for going up within several minutes. Let's see what expiry time we have, and then take a decision concerning 10 minutes. Oh, I believe yes, for 10 minutes. The last time when I traded on oil, I didn't like that. I hope this time I will get more lucky with this asset. Well, for now, as we see, the picture is pretty nice. So we opened with you together more around like 15 trades. So the result will be the results of this trading will be within 1 hour and a half, so we will be able to see. So I hope that everything will expire in the money, and we will see the results of this trading. So I would like to end this. Please write your feedbacks about this webinar if it's more convenient for you to trade within this, to trade with me at the evening time. I would be happy to hear the feedback from you. So bye bye.